You need something? You need something? Yeah. No, it looked like you put me out when you were going by there. Looks like you went like this to me as I was driving by you. Were you looking? Did you not do that?
No.
People there saying, "F*** me." People there in the public? That's a crime, sir. So get out of the car, you're under arrest.
Oh my God.
Gregory Bombard was arrested by a cop because the cop was overly sensitive, and to understand exactly what that means and how his First Amendment rights were violated, keep on watching and I will explain the law at the end of the video.
You need something? You need something? Yeah. No, it looked like you put me out when you were going by there. Looks like you went like this to me as I was driving by you. Were you looking? Did you not do that?
No, you might have thought I might have been stretching. I was doing this.
Okay, so you didn't...
No.
Okay, you didn't intentionally do that then?
You thought I flipped you off?
Yeah, it looked like you looked right at me and looked like you stuck your middle finger up in my face.
No, I was doing this. Yeah. You must be really sensitive if the trooper is flipping you off.
Well, I don't need to make it personal, you know. I mean, you looked right at me, and I don't know if you were lighting a cigarette or you had
Well, I
your one.
but I was doing this.
First of all, I'm not an overly sensitive person,
Yeah.
and it's the first time in 12 years I've ever stopped someone who I thought put me off, so I don't like that insinuation. You know what I'm saying? In talking,
You thought I flipped you off?
I want to make sure that you're all right. Yeah, it's an unusual behavior.
It's unusual behavior.
You may not have been doing that, but I think you can agree that if someone was looking for the attention of a trooper, they're probably going to find it by giving them that type of negative signal. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't know, because I don't understand that.
If somebody were to do that, can we? That may not have been you. Can we agree? If somebody did that for a trooper, they're obviously looking for their attention.
No, I wasn't looking for your attention.
I know. I'm saying if someone did that. I'm trying to put you in my mindset from what I was thinking for a moment. Now that I'm talking to you, I realize that maybe that wasn't the case. Right? You don't strike me as someone who would do that. I don't know that until I have a conversation with you. You agree with that? I don't know you until I have a conversation with you.
Okay, so I have a question. If someone flipped you off,
Yeah.
what is the citation? What's the crime?
So if somebody flicks me off,
Yeah.
I don't know if they're signaling to try to get my attention because they need assistance or they need to have a conversation. Because obviously it's not normal behavior, so I'm going to have that conversation. Right? It's not normal. I'm telling you, out of thousands of public interactions, I've never seen that. At least it didn't catch my attention, but it was so obvious what you did. Take a left here, take your first left. Take a left and your first left. So I won't take up any more of your time.
Well, I'm going to file a complaint with you.
You're more than welcome to. It's Trooper Reagan out of the Salmas Barracks.
What if I did flip you off?
Then we're having a conversation on what's appropriate or not appropriate. It's other things to do than to be...
So if I did flip you off,
have a good day. As he pulled away, he called me and said, with the bird. I'm going to arrest him for control of conduct. There are multiple people around there. 240 Song, send me another unit to Brainerd Street in the city. Okay, so now you're under arrest for disorderly conduct. Get out of the car.
I'm under arrest for disorderly conduct. What did I
so
do?
All the people there saying, calling me an asshole. People there in the public, that's a crime, sir. So get out of the car, you're under arrest.
How am I under arrest for disorderly conduct?
I'm not going to debate this with you. Please step out of the car. You are under arrest. Step out of the car.
How is that disorderly conduct, sir? How is that disorderly conduct?
Although the first interaction...
I just got up. I'm having a coffee.
Listen to me. Ask me a question. Although the first interaction may have been an error, the second one certainly was not. And while your window was down, with your middle finger extended, you said, yelled it, and then said, away. And all that public there heard it and saw it. So that is disorderly conduct 101. Step out of the car. Step out of the car.
You're serious, sir.
Walk back here.
Oh my God.
It wasn't a problem until it became a problem. You understand that?
Oh, you're kidding.
I'm going to put the hood on my... Hands on the hood.
Oh my God.
Hands on the hood.
Come on.
And put your right hand behind your back.
Oh my God, sir. You're kidding.
My
car's running,
other hand. I'll take care of it.
I cannot believe this, sir. I cannot believe this.
The first one may have been an error, And the second one certainly was
How
not.
is it disorderly conduct? I'm not being disorderly. How is it causing disorderly?
Now we can.
Now, the police officer in this case appears to have pulled Gregory Bombard over because the police officer perceived that he flipped the cop off or made a rude gesture. But the problem with that is that there's a fundamental principle upon which every interaction is underlined in America, and it is the First Amendment, which says that you have the right to free speech. Now, this may just seem an abstract concept. One may pontificate about what that means, but essentially it means that significant case law has said flipping off a cop is not a arrestable offense and is actually protected speech. Now, the First Amendment in the Constitution essentially means that you have the right to freedom of expression, which can take place in many forms, such as protest or saying things which are objectionable but don't cause harm to anyone. And there have been several cases which say that flipping off a cop is not a violation, is not contrary to First Amendment protections. Now, what Gregory Bombard did in this instance is what many people would do when stopped by a police officer and questioned, which is that he was confused and trying to ask the officer questions back. What do you mean? Are you sensitive? Why did you stop me? Etc. However, he should have actually used his rights under the Fifth Amendment, which is the right to silence, to simply say, why have you detained me? Am I being arrested? If not, I don't have anything else to say. I would like to go. End of conversation. End of conversation. He should have essentially forced the police officer to assert whether he was going to be permanently detained or not. The problem is that when you speak to an officer, they can now state that you said things that you did not say. They can allege that you have actually either sworn at them, you've admitted guilt, you've conceded something that they will now use against you if they have to prosecute you. That's why it's very difficult to have a conversation with police if you are under an investigation for a crime, which Gregory Bombard was in this instance. Now, dealing with the issue of is the cop in the wrong? Absolutely, 100% he's in the wrong. He's saying things which he can't even substantiate. That's why he has to ask Gregory Bombard questions in order for him to essentially serve as a witness against himself, in order to get him to admit something which will then be used against Gregory Bombard. But did you notice that the conversation was actually caught on camera and audio too? So when they were going back and forth, you could hear exactly what Gregory Bombard was saying. But when he walked away from the car, you did not hear him say anything, even though the police alleged that he said F you, that he swore at the police officer, and that's why he was subsequently arrested. It again goes back to the notion that this officer is overly sensitive and is trying to find something or trying to allege a crime that has not been committed. So, given the fact that it's likely the arrest may not even be legal because the actus reus, which is essentially the act of committing a crime, has probably not been committed by Gregory Bombard. He is justified in filing a lawsuit against the police officer, which he did, and he may prevail in that lawsuit as well. Because if a police officer arrests a person who has not committed a crime, that in itself is a crime. That in itself is actually a crime. And it is a violation of their constitutional rights, of the right against unreasonable search and seizure. So it's a very, very negative interaction. The fault, in my estimation, lies specifically with the officer whose overly sensitive demeanor has ultimately led to that officer, in my view, actually committing crimes by arresting a person who does not appear to have done anything wrong. And what you have to do in these instances is that, although luckily the dashcam was recording the interaction, so it's easy for people to hear the back and forth, etc., what people should typically do, in my opinion, is get a camera inside their car, record all interactions with police so that you have your own copy, your own documentation about exactly what occurred. And in fact, that would go further to disproving that the victim in this case, Greg Bombard, did anything wrong. Documentation, documentary evidence can help you anytime you have a biased individual who tries to put you in trouble where you should not be. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.